look at the bony landmarks here. So to assess the wing of the atlas, you just come through this area here, and you can see I'm on the wing of the atlas there. And we're looking at the space between the caudal jaw and the wing of the atlas. The next position is C5. So to find C5, it's the widest point of the neck. You'll come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're looking for that transverse process, which is ventral to the vertebrae, and that's going to be your widest point of C5, so we're just in there. Then if you're looking at the shoulder, you want that most cranial portion of the shoulder, which is the points of the shoulder, not the point of the shoulder. Now that's really useful for being able to look at from the front, to look for limb straightness. Okay, so points of the shoulder, cup your hand around and then come back towards the tail, and you'll feel bump, bump. So cranial, and then there's one point around here, so it's greater trochanter of the humerus here and here. The scapular spine, so to find the scapular spine, you'll find the base of the neck, and then you will come back from there and you'll feel for that scapular spine. There's sometimes, you can see with him, there's a dip in between the supraspinatus and the infraspinatus, and there's your scapular spine. And so you're looking at that angle compared to the angle of the pastern, they should be the same. Point of elbow is pretty easy, that's at the base of the tricep here, that's the olecranon. Then to find the proximal tuberosity of the radius, you come at the base of the lateral tricep here, and it's in the middle, and you'll just run your finger across there and you'll feel for that proximal tuberosity. And then the distal tuberosity, you'll come down and it's that first bump on the top of the knee there, that's the distal tuberosity. So they're really good for looking at the straightness of your limb, and you'll see in the photos with the goniometer that that's where we've lined up with these points to get angles of the shoulder and angles of the knee. T5 is generally the highest point of the wither, the highest vertebrae of the wither. And then to look at the belly, so if you were measuring belly circumference, you would find the widest point of the belly and measure around there. The costal arch, so to find the costal arch, you come into the gap here and you just run your hand along here, and that's where your costal arch will be. Now if you come straight up from that curve there, you'll come to the thoracolumbar joint, and so that's how you can get a sense of where that thoracolumbar joint is. From there, so that's a good area to get a bit of a width of from the last rib to the tubercocci. Now often people call this the point of hip, but it's not the hip, it's the point of the pelvis, the tubercocci. So here is the tubercocci, and then you can assess with your fingers the space between the last rib and the tubercocci, or you can measure that with a measuring tape on both sides and see if they're actually symmetrical. That's going to be important for your lateral motion of the pelvis. Up on top here, generally the highest point is the sacral tuberosity. So you can run your hand along here and you'll feel a firm bump, generally pretty close to the midline, and that's your sacral tuberosity. Then you'll come back down here just next to the anus, and generally the most caudal point is your tuber ischii. So that is just through this area here. To find your hip joint and the tuberosities within the hip, so there's a convexity and a summit, so you can see my hand there just going over like that, so that's your greater trochanter. And to find that, the easiest way is to come from this direction and bring your hand straight across from the middle of the flank, and then you'll cup the hip joint, and then you just gently palpate with flat fingers around that area, and you'll feel a hard bone underneath, and then you can follow that kind of around and up a little bit. the rest of the hind end. Back around this way. So here, where the dip usually is where your patella is, and the actual stifle joint is below that area. So it's in this region here. So you have the tibial crest, which you can see my fingers following through here. So that's another point of reference. And then you've got the proximal, so again at the base of the biceps there, you've got the proximal tuberosity of the tibia. And then coming down you've got lateral malleolus of the hock. The point of hock. Which is a really important landmark when looking from the back, the straightness of your hind limbs. So your tuber issue, your point of hock, and then going straight down the back leg. Thank you. Okay, so you can see here up on his face that I've marked the temporal area. Here. Wing of Atlas. Mandible. Transverse process of C5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scapular spine and scapular cartilage, cranial border of the scapula. Points of shoulder. Proximal tuberosity of the radius. Distal tuberosity of the radius. Accessory carpal bone. Olecranon, point of elbow. Costal arch of the ribs, which will come up to the thoracolumbar junction. Tubercoxy. Come up from the tubercoxy to the lumbosacral joint. Come back from the lumbosacral joint, sacral tuberosities. Then you've got your hip joint in here. So using the flat of your hand, you can feel for that greater trochanter and the convexity and the summit. An easy way to do it is to come halfway down his flank, come across until you feel a firmer area of your hand, and then you can palpate around and you'll feel soft, firm with the flats of your fingers, depending how muscly or overweight the horse is. Then if we come around to the back, we've got tuber ischii. So you can see it's marked just there, it sits across that way. It's the most caudal point of the buttock. Then you've got calcaneus, point of hock. And then if we come back around, we've got lateral malleolus of the hock, the ridge of the talus here, the tibial crest coming through here, the patella, which is usually in the groove here, and the proximal tuberosity of the